Welcome to the Super Spy Podcast.
It is time to take a journey with your favorite super spy.
Hey, rock stars. It is your favorite super spy, or at least that's what I am hoping that I am. Your favorite. But I don't know. I think maybe after tonight, I, I may lose a few listeners. But here, I've got a strange buzzing in my ear. I think I've got um, a headphone that is going out. So if I'm sounding too loud, I'm keeping an eye on the board here. Try to keep it as level as I can. But it almost makes sense that I would have a little bit of sound problems because today I want to talk to you about the sound that's coming out of Washington D.C. and the rest of the world for that matter. Let me take a deep breath before I start tonight because there's so much going on that I am feeling overwhelmed. And I want to first start off by reminding you of what I've been trying to get across. Look, I understand that people in the Ukraine are suffering. This should never have happened. And I truly believe, and I know I have a lot of people out there that are upset with me saying this, but I truly believe that NATO and the US sort of pushed this argument to the point where it's at right now. It was one of those areas that should not have been pushed this far, and I truly believe what I've just said. And let me put it this way: it's kind of like when you go to one of those parties at school, and you've got the loud and obnoxious football player that's at the party, and he's tipsy and yelling at everyone. And then you and a friend go around telling everyone how he's about to go and beat up the punter. And everyone keeps egging him on and egging him on, and sooner or later he takes another shot of courage. And yeah, it's like that. But see, I'm really seeing through this, and things are starting to unfold almost as I expected. First, let me turn to the Ukraine President Zelensky. He right now has said he is ready to agree to some of Putin's terms to help end the war. Now, that's noble. And this dispute in the past was settled diplomatically, so I see no reason to doubt that he is ready to do this. There's no indicators that this impasse, as some are saying, would not end peacefully and diplomatically. But it was escalated, and it was escalated for reasons we at the moment don't truly know. But, and bear with me, some of the cards are playing out right now. I find this very interesting. And this is where this story is starting to take a turn towards the absurd. Okay? President Zelensky has thanked Facebook for its role in helping him win the propaganda war. And this came after the social media platform announced that it was going to allow calls for violence against Russians. Did you hear that? Now, earlier this month, Facebook allowed support for the pro-Ukrainian neo-Nazi group, the Azov Battalion, and they allowed them to call for violence against Russians. Now, understand, this is a call for violence against all Russians. How is this right? How is this being allowed? Now, there are some Russians, and I'm going to say there are a lot of Russians who are not in agreement with what Putin is doing. But according to Facebook, uh, no Russian, should be left out of the violence that they deserve. The violence that is going to be brought against them. So I scratch my head and I wonder, how do they get away with this? Now, I know some of you listening are probably from Missouri and you're like, show me the evidence that all Russians aren't bad. Okay, well, let's figure out what's happening on our own southern border. Did you know that right now, well, first let me start off by telling you Russians do not need visas to visit Mexico. So many of them have been flying from Vladivostok or Moscow, and they're flying into Cancun. Then they meet up with other Russians, they pool their money together and buy or rent a car to cross into the U.S. via Tijuana. Now, look at it. You go in, do your own research. San Diego's San Ysidro port, the border crossing there, sees approximately 30,000 cars entering the United States daily. And now we are seeing Russians come across into the United States seeking safety. But hey, according to Zuckerberg, Russians are Russians. So now, Facebook is inciting violence from everyone towards Russians. Sort of like they did when they started to incite violence from the vaccinated towards the unvaccinated. Or do you remember when Antifa was running amok and they said, no, this is okay? And when BLM supporters were saying that it was wrong to say that all lives matter? And these Democrats, man, they're saying that Democrats should harass anyone who even thinks about supporting Trump. How is this right? Look, the Democrat Party is showing their true colors with help of the media and people like, Facebook, the puppet media, the puppet social media. And they're stepping up their battle to destroy the First Amendment. First, they want to continue to divide us. It's always us against them. It's always one side against the other. Now it's Ukraine against Russia. My gosh, when will it ever end? But here's the deal. They want to keep the truth from being revealed. They want to use, they came up with a new word. Oh, you're going to love this. They came up with a new word that will, quote, keep us under control. Yeah, come on now. I don't make this stuff up. This word that they are now introducing is malinformation. Malinformation. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up, for lack of a better term, in the Army around the 80s, and I understand a few of these words. Misinformation. Well, that's an easy one. It's information that is false, but not really created with an intention of causing harm. And I'll tell you, many news agencies use misinformation when it's a slow news day. They'll bring out a report on how coffee is bad for you, and that's from reports from way back when, because now the reports are saying that there are positive health benefits. That they are known to, that coffee is known to help eliminate free radicals that are injuring you. But you, these reporters, they just read what's on the prompter, and so we're used to the misinformation. And I know many of you have heard, especially if you were in the military or even worked with special operations, disinformation. And that is information that is false, and it's deliberately created. I'll say it this way: to harm a person, a social group, or even a country. That's what disinformation was all about. And we see this all the time, sadly, in our politics. Your opponent purposely posting false statistics about you in an attempt to discredit you. Or, like the CDC, not releasing all the data it has collected on boosters and hospitalizations because, well, the information is not ready for prime time. Which, by the way, is not only disinformation, but it's elitist talk for they are too stupid to understand. But now, since we now have, it's almost as if a new battalion of attorneys have come forward because they're turning a leaf and they're actually helping the average citizen, protecting our First Amendment rights, or, stopping us from our censoring government. But, in their never-ending attempt to have us toe the line, these political hacks have introduced the term malinformation. Now, listen carefully. This is information that is based on reality and used to inflict harm on a person, organization, or a country in an effort to ignite hatred of a particular ethnic group that they are against. Sort of like discussing the relationship between EcoHealth Alliance and the fact that they received grants for gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses in the same city where this 19 thing originated. We could talk about that, but that is now considered malinformation because it's harmful to the elitists that are behind this. Does that make sense to you? I guess our only defense now is to say, oh no, it was just a coincidence. What a shame of me for bringing that up. But let's call malinformation what it really is. Facts that challenge the sick agenda of the left. And bad things happen to those that speak the truth when it goes against the agenda of these, quote, powerful people. Anyone who challenges the accepted science of the day is a blasphemer. Next thing you know, all truth tellers or all who dare to speak against the narrative of the elite left will be banned from all relevant or what they think are relevant social platforms. It is the Inquisition all over again. Can't you see it? We can't even speak the truth. But, and I got a big but here, this whole Ukraine thing was not the event of the year that they really thought it would be. Now, see, the event of the year is not the smoke and mirrors we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. It's what's happening in the Middle East. Damn! I know I've said this before. Look, the Russians are still running, monitoring, mediating, if you will, the Iranian nuclear talks. Now, I want you to really sit back and picture this. Russia poising to attack Ukraine, their tanks and personnel carriers moving towards the Ukraine border, the invasion just hours away. and the Biden administration was still counting on, Russia, President Putin, to be the mediator of sorts in the ongoing nuclear negotiations with Iran. Are you kidding me? And now we find out it was Iran that just launched Sunday missile attack against our U.S. consulate in Iraq on Sunday, March 13th, 2022. Mark that date down. Holy smokes. The U.S. is constantly being punked by all these countries. But wait, that's not even half of it, guys. Yeah, we're looking at missiles flying to destroy or send a signal, as the Iranians have said. It was to send a signal to the U.S. to, stay in your lane. Oh, that's a beautiful signal. 5 missiles, or at least 5. But how about these 25 mysterious U.S.-funded biolabs in the Ukraine? Yeah, I said that, and I said that a while back, that Putin said when this all started, he said he was doing a special operations, and they were lobbing missiles into the Ukraine, and I said, how coincidental that these missiles are hitting near these biolabs that one of the news agencies put up on their website. And sure enough, everyone called me, what was it? Oh gosh. They said that I was inciting hate and that I was just, oh gosh, I forgot the word. Anyway, they said I was a bad guy. But guess what? The State Department's Victoria Nuland, she acknowledged in testimony in front of Congress on March 8th, 2022, she acknowledged that these biolabs in the Ukraine contain dangerous pathogens and that we should be concerned. The Pentagon has acknowledged these biolabs exist, and Pentagon officials said they are concerned that Russians will seize one of these, as he called them, biomedical research facilities and weaponize, listen to this, anthrax or botulism, or Lord knows what else these U.S.-funded labs are developing. But look, come on, look at how everyone who speaks of these labs are attacked. They are hurt that the truth is not fitting their narratives. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not fall under this false rule of malinformation. Let's continue to seek the truth. I would say let's call in Dr. Fauci and see what he knows, but I haven't seen or heard from him in 3 weeks now. Super Spy out.
Hey, rock stars, my books are not only available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but they are available in the Kindle format. So go ahead, read me electronically.
Please return the tray table to its original upright position.